Welcome to the Take It Home podcast. Podcast so bad we really should just take it home. I am one of your hosts, Doc Simmons. You can find me on all social media at Doc717. Tonight we've got the powerful quartet that is the Take It Home podcast. I will give the hot tag to my partner. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yes, sir. Zach Hendricks. Find me on all social media as the Hendricks brand. And of course, look up your mama's favorite shooters at Country Air Official on Facebook and Instagram, and on Twitter, Country Air Brand, baby. And I don't know who do I pass this off to? I pass it off to the senior official still.
No, let's pass it off to the other guy.
All right, we'll pass it off to the luxuriously Grandma Peason. Got some side meat this Saturday. I don't know if he's still the champ, but longest reigning Elks Lodge champ. Yeah.
Well, part of that is true, but we can get into that later. Doc said powerful quartet. Y'all must have thought it was Gunnar Wicks, but no, it is I, Baxter Belafonte, back with the boys. Y'all can find me, as always, at Baxter Wrestles. Pretty much everything except Facebook is at Baxter Belafonte.
Nice. And then finally,
I will.
Oh,
go
you
ahead,
got
go
it.
ahead.
You got to know again. Like, give your pads. Drop your line.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna give the hot tag to that man, the international Cougar Hunter. Who are you up there?
Hey, what's up, homies? Referee Perch. You can find me at Perch XLV, # for the ref brand, and Waffles. Take It Home podcast.
Waffles. How was the food hunts this week, fellas?
Lots of waffles with lots of fruit on top. I've accustomed to eating a waffle with no syrup anymore. Just lots of blueberries, strawberries, a little bit of raspberries on there too.
Getting fancy on them.
Yeah, I had some cantaloupe and honeydew on the side, and also tried those on the waffle, and pretty damn good.
That wouldn't be the only one who got it.
Fruits on waffle.
Hey, we get references, Doc.
It's like, no, me and Baxter get the same references.
It's a generational gap.
The suggestion from our producer K Dot over here was that we should introduce Perch as internationally known and locally respected. Well, you know, you just a PIMP. What you know about?
Oh, yes.
I got that reference. I'm hip.
I'm hip. Hippity hop. I'm
off the chain, bro.
But yes, that came in from the producer up top.
Nice.
I don't know. Did we? I don't think I had breakfast. I've still been trying to eat healthy, especially since I can't work out. So there's been a lot of salads, a lot of salmon, a lot of chicken.
I took Val out on a date, breakfast day, and we went to her favorite spot, Honey Butter. And Doc, I don't know if you've been there yet, but definitely a spot with a lot of good gimmick pancakes, a lot of good waffles. I had cinnamon waffle pancakes like a month ago. Decided to try the Oreo ones. A little too chocolatey for me, a little too much chocolate syrup, a little too sweet. But yeah, I wanted to make sure I dedicated some time and study up for the breakfast section.
Right. Nice.
I just figured out my new gimmick. It's gonna be called Honey Butter Baxter Belafonte.
Oh, that flows very well.
Sometimes that's the way it goes.
But you know what? I prefer an old gimmick from time to time. Perch. What's that banger of the week?
Ooh, banger of the week this week. This one is a damn good song. It's been around for a while, and it hits every time. Wiz Khalifa, The Thrill.
Ooh.
That one, it hit just right. It's been on a random playlist, and it was like, oh yeah, that brought back some good times. Especially on a snowy day like today. Hearing that song brought back some good times and some good living.
I have been on a 2007 through 2012, like hip hop blog era kick lately. So there's been a lot of old whiz in there. I think
Yeah.
a bit newer, but yeah, I've been feeling whiz lately.
Good tunes.
Old with.
Yeah, it was a good one. And what is it? Fast Six, whatever the sixth one was. It's been a long time. Still tears me up.
Yeah, good
I,
emotion.
Yeah.
I don't think I made it that far.
The last Paul Walker one. It's
Oh, maybe I did see that one. It's been a long time.
yeah, I know it's been a while. I'm not gonna say it hasn't. It's probably coming up on 20 years. Not too
Yeah.
not too far from it. So yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
All right, let's get off the depressing Paul Walker talk. Let's talk about some fun things we watched. Bax, what have you been watching since you've been gallivanting with grandmas?
I've been watching a lot of grandmas and cougars, I'll tell you that. TV wise, quite honestly, since the NFL has started and now the NBA has started, I've been kind of skimping on my wrestling watching other than like indie shows that I'm at.
Fair.
So I don't have much to provide as far as like favorite storylines or anything right now, other than the Packers fans need the Milwaukee Bucks now more than ever because
Yeah, no,
it's
that was going
rough
to be my
go right
question.
now.
Then is how if you've been watching sports, how you feeling about these Wisconsin sports right now?
Woo, woo. Usually the Bucks have been sucking for 50 years, and we have the Pack and the turntables. What's that old Michael Scott?
Yeah,
Oh, how the turntables.
oh, how the turntables.
But it's okay. It's okay.
You can
But that's
always sit back on the fact that you know what, Rodgers had a rough first year as well.
yeah, absolutely he did. But in today's microwave society, guys don't get a
Yeah,
chance.
internet is a lot faster than it was in like what was that, like 2007?
Right, exactly. So yeah, I mean I still have faith in the young man. I'm not gonna give up on a guy that fast, but it's just rough times right now.
Okay. Okay.
Still been
Go
watching yeah,
ahead.
been watching mostly that and since of course I have a child, I watch a lot of children's shows like Bluey and Peppa Pig and Disney movies.
Well, I
So
hear Bluey's good. I've been meaning to give it a watch.
it's good. There's little like innuendos for parents. So that's kind of funny, but that's not wrestling related. So on to the next.
It's all right because what I would talk about is like I only watch a handful of matches here and there. The most of my stuff has been non-wrestling related. Zach, did you watch anything?
I mean, I watched the matches I had this weekend, and then I watched back our match against the Premier, the one you sent me yesterday, just to watch a match. And other than that, nothing really. Besides, I've been watching the new Goosebumps, and I feel like I watched the new South Park special,
Oh, okay. How was that?
bro. I don't. I think like you just tell they don't like Disney. Like it's just pretty much like a. And supposedly, like what I heard from this was that like they were only going to do a one show special, but Disney was trying to get them canceled or something about removing the special. So they're like, "Fuck this!" Now we're doing like three or four of these.
Mhm.
But it's a very they are mad at Disney for something.
Oh, fair, fair. Perch, what have you been watching?
Man, that AEW episode was so good last week. Starting off with MJF and Juice Robinson. Really enjoyed that match. Good characters, good wrestling, good finish to it as well. Could have gone either way, and yeah, I really liked it. The the main event of that match of that night was phenomenal, with Orange Cassidy teaming up with Okada
Yep.
versus Danielson and Claudio. What some great matchups! My goodness, enjoyed it thoroughly. did not think that Danielson would eat that Rainmaker,
Ooh,
but he did.
yep.
Oh my goodness, it was great.
Took all of it.
Oh, really enjoyed it thoroughly. That match was worth the price of admission.
And what I really enjoy is that when Okada's in AEW, we get asshole Okada, not babyface Okada. Asshole Okada is best Okada.
Oh yeah, uh, the way he wasn't backing down from those chops, and he
Yeah.
just kept on coming.
When he acts like I am so above this is
Yeah,
beautiful. Like, he's very good, just asshole.
yeah, I really enjoy. A very fun match. Seeing RVD up in there was pretty cool too, teaming with Hook. Uh, yeah, very fun to watch. Good episode all around.
Yep, very fun. So for me, I also watched Dynamite, as you can tell, we're talking about it. But then I did catch a couple of random-ish matches. I watched the what it would have been the first 4 matches from Bound for Glory. Which were all amazing. Started off with Saban versus Kenta. Uh, two guys, consummate professionals, tore it down. Love asshole Kenta as well. So when he just started slapping the shit out of Saban, it was awesome. And then both of their finishers come out the firemen, so all the counters and reversals, and trying to hit to go to sleep, trying to hit the cradle shot. It's beautiful. Match 2, tag team match, got the Rascals versus ABC. Freaking wild. Like, 2 of the best young tag teams in wrestling. They've been going back and forth the past couple months. All the dives, all the sweet, elaborate double teams that we will steal, of course, because legends steal. PCO and Eddie Edwards was just freaking hardcore hell. Those 2 beat the crap out of each other. PCO, I don't know how he does this at his age. But then I think about, oh yeah, I did watch Masato Tanaka 3 weeks ago, completely kill shit too. So what the fuck is age anyway? As young as you feel, it's some of these older wrestlers are not paying attention to father time. And then, of course, the reason why I started this was I had to watch the match that everybody was talking about. Mike Bailey and Will Ospreay. My God, those 2 freaking killed it. Murdered each other. I know it made the rounds. The Bailey going for the tornado kick, and Ospreay countered with the hidden blade. Looked freaking devastating. It did look like maybe just early. It took a second for them to fill each other out. But god damn, those 2 are so freaking good. I am so jealous. I want to be that good. Yeah, wonderful story. Super aggressive. They just beat the shit out of each other. Kick exchanges everywhere. It was really good, really good. And then that put me in the Ospreay mood. So I had to watch from maybe 2 or 3 months ago, Ospreay versus Yota Tsuji from New Japan. I've probably said it in passing, but that Yota Tsuji class, it was Yota Tsuji, Gabriel Kidd, Yuya Uemura, and I feel like I'm forgetting somebody, but that class of young lions from New Japan, I felt very close to because I watched from their first matches till they went on to their excursion. So I saw all of their matches in that 3-year period. Yota Tsuji was my least favorite young lion, but goddamn, that man is good now that they let him go. So athletic, uses his size well, beautiful gimmick, fits so well in LIJ. If you were to tell me that's the future leader of LIJ, I totally freaking believe it. Yota Tsuji is that dude. As good as Ospreay is, Yota Tsuji is that dude, and I am so excited to see where he goes from here. Also excited to see you, Yuya Mora come back from his excursion, and he's back in New Japan, so that should be fun. And non-wrestling related stuff, I've been laid up with a knee injury, so I've been watching a lot of things. We started Scream Marathon. We've made it through 1 and 2. For anybody who has seen The Blackening, it is just another parody of Scream and Scream 2 in the best way possible. Like, if you're watching Scream as an adult, you see where they're just like, okay, we're just gonna make this movie, but make it like just black stereotypes, but beautiful. It, like everybody in those movies is the worst person ever. It's just like, hey Sid, your mom died. Get over it. Hey Sid, all your friends died in your hometown. Get over it. He's just surrounded by the worst people. They're amazing.
Sid had a rough couple years.
Yeah, she had a rough couple years and nobody cared. Quite amazing. Also in the first one, Billy, even if he wasn't the killer, he probably just should have gone to jail because he was just a terrible person trying to force himself on Sid throughout the movie anyway. So he's just a rapist. Yeah, Jada Pinkett dying in like the first 10 minutes of the movie because you know they can't afford to pay her for more than that. Awesome. Like
for budget reasons,
yeah, for budget reasons she had to go. Like it's looking on because I definitely hadn't seen the second one since the first time I saw it, which would have been like when it came out. But wow, like looking back on those, it's like, okay, I see where I'm reminded where all the parody horror movies came from because so much taken from those movies. It was great.
I have a parody note, as you know, for later.
Yeah, I know. It's well, I was actually happy that you said that you were going to pick parody ones because was reading an article earlier about how some of these parody actors should be getting credit for being like horror icons too. So
they do in my book.
Yeah, so it just like worked out well. Like I saw that, and then you were like, yeah, I got some parody ones. So actually looking forward to it. But before we get into that, why don't we talk about the wrestling y'all did this weekend? Because I didn't do any. I sat at home and watched Scream, and it was fun.
Does that mean Country Air is currently hiring?
No.
Possibly. Like
no. The position's filled.
How fast can you get a Missouri license?
Shit, I could probably print one right now. I can type one up.
Yeah, might need one.
Imagine if they see Doc on the poster and I show up.
Oh, I'm not like
that. What are you talking about? It's the same guy.
Yeah. What do you mean? It's not false advertising.
Mm-hmm. You know,
that's literally how Doc looks.
Yeah, like, check the ID. All right. So yeah, Zach, let's start with you.
Yeah, I had a one-day show Friday. I was at Fourth Wall Wrestling, where I wrestled Dysfunction in a Dysfunction rules match. Basically the match was I wasn't allowed to use weapons, but this was. This could get pinned me in 3 seconds, but I had to pin him in 5 seconds. And if I lost, I would lose my I would lose my world title match at ICW in November.
Oh.
So, you know,
a lot.
It was a very very big fuck you, I guess.
What did you get if you won?
I got nothing.
Why would you agree to that?
I didn't agree. I was in the ring.
That's
I was going in for no Dillinger.
Okay.
You see, what happened was Doc got injured. Then Nell Dillinger. So we got pulled from TAU's match because they didn't want us embarrassing Perch's favorite tag team 1-on-2. So then Nell Dillinger wasn't there. So then I got thrown into a Dysfunction rules match. But TAU did win their tag match. They beat Milwaukee Vice and All Steel.
It Ultra Steel.
Ultra Steel. All I know is every
It's a
time you have a
Michelob
match,
reference as well, I believe. Whatever
yeah,
it is.
they had a decent match, but yeah, I wrestled Dysfunction. I got hit with a chair a few times, once in the nards, once a couple times in the back. I hate those chair shots.
Are
But
the worst.
I got this up for a brain buster, a nice quick stall one, drop, and knew I had to get a 5 count, so I went off the top with the elbow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
All right.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You really thought I lost?
Well, a 5 count is a lot.
Like, have you seen his elbow drop? It's very pretty.
I got a 5-star elbow.
That is
Someone
at least
commented,
locally respected. Might not be internationally known, but it's locally respected.
bro. Who was it? The homie from Warrior. Who's like, I don't know who you are, but this elbow's 5 stars. And I was like, we talked.
No, it
Look
was
at that.
coin.
No, not coin. Ref Jerry.
Oh yeah, yep. Jeremy. Yep, it was
Jerry.
Jeremy.
He's like, I don't know who you are, but this album is a 5-star album. I was like, we've talked.
So there we go. Yeah. And he's in like Indiana, so locally
Boom.
respected.
I thought maybe you hit him with the top rope hip toss, my favorite.
Like, you should brought it back.
Bro, the thing was, this doesn't go to the top anymore.
I get that.
Unless he's throwing the elbow drop.
I mean, I should have baited him for the elbow drop, then caught him in the hip toss. Yeah.
There you go. There's the
Old
strategy.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. He did go to the second row, but was that enough time?
Second row for girls.
Bro, I am going to bring back the hip toss of doom one day.
Yeah,
out of nowhere.
that was a good one.
RKO out of nowhere.
Flash hip tosses.
I'm just gonna do a whole comeback with hip tosses, different hip tosses. I'm gonna lucha over, land on my feet, hip toss, and then it's gonna end with the avalanche hip toss.
There we go.
But other than that, I had nothing else this weekend. I did family things, family parties. And that was about it. I feel like there's something else I was gonna say, but it'll probably pop up eventually.
All right. Let's go with Perch next. Perch, how was your weekend?
Yeah, had a great weekend. Fun time at Freelance Wrestling on Friday night. I had the opening scramble match with Davey Bang, Brandon Gore, Saban Gage, Darius Luttrell, Craig Mitchell, and Dan the Dad.
Nice.
Yeah, a lot of fun characters. Dan the Dad coming out victorious in that match. Very fun to watch. Next match I had was a singles match for the title, but it was turned into a triple threat as August Matthews was taking on Bounty Hunter Brian Keith, but then interrupted by Darren Corbin.
Ooh,
and Darren Corbin called out Brian Keith. One thing led to another, and Darren Corbin pinned August Matthews, and Bounty Keith is no longer the legacy champion.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was sad. Very sad. Good match, though. Very fun to be a part of. And that Bounty Keith run as the legacy champion has been incredible. Next match I had was Jordan Oliver against Coda Hernandez. That match really brought it. Those two were working up to each other. To see Coda have an opportunity against Jordan was very fun. And yeah, they had a high intensity match start to finish. Coda Hernandez coming out victorious in that one. And then the main event was Storm Grayson defending his title against Effie. Always fun to see Effie in the environment of Logan Square Auditorium and Freelance Wrestling. He came up a little bit short in this match, and Storm is still the Freelance champion. But we were all winners because Logan Square Auditorium is back.
Yep.
And just as good as it's ever been. So much fun. made sure to enjoy the show from all over the arena and greet fans at the door. I was so stoked to be back. And then the next day, over to another legendary Chicago arena, the Berwyn Eagles Club. First match I had of the night was Hartenbauer against Davey Vega for the Heritage Championship. And all it took was one finger poke to the chest of Davey Vega, and Hartenbauer was the new Heritage Champion.
Hey,
It was a finger poke of doom,
how
as it was
dare
referenced. And Hartenbauer is the champion. However, it came across the wire that he had to defend that title immediately against the next person into the ring. And the next person into the ring was Levi Everett.
Hey, churn, baby, churn.
And Levi took on Hartenbauer, and Hartenbauer had Johnny Bravo on the outside, and he was really getting his nose into the business, and I was close to tossing him out of there. A little back and forth. But he stayed, and Levi ended up picking up the victory. New Heritage Champion.
Hell yeah.
That was a very fun match. And you could feel that Berwyn Eagles Club erupt when Levi won in triumph. The next match I had was Kelvin Tankman against David Vega for the AAW Heavyweight Championship. And now in this one, Vega has got Bravo as his manager again on the outside. And he was barking up a storm and had a perfectly good 3 count. Could have been a 3 count, but I got pulled out of the ring. So I had to toss Bravo out. He said he wasn't leaving. So I told the announcer to say if he doesn't leave, he's fired.
Hey.
So I escorted.
I didn't know you were signing checks like that, Perch, where you can fire somebody.
Hey, we're putting the foot down. Maybe it was an empty threat, but the threat was there nonetheless.
He believed the threat. That's all that matters.
Exactly. So I escorted him out, and by the time I turned back to the ring, Tankman was unconscious, in a pinning predicament, and David Vega got the win and keeps the championship. I don't know what happened.
You were in such control. Where did it go wrong?
Must have left the stove on. In the next match, there was a 30-person rumble, and it was going at a good clip at 28, 29. The 29th person in that rumble, would you believe it, was Johnny Bravo. So he jumps in and starts kicking people's butt after I had kicked him out. So I was getting ready because I had the next match, which was Sierra against Masha in the main event for the women's title in a last moment standing match. But Bravo was going out there in the rumble, and I had said that he's kicked out. So I had my warm-up shirt on, my pants, ref gear, but I took that number 30 spot and I slid in behind Bravo and I grabbed him by the collar and gave him the old heave-ho, tossed his ass out of the ring over the top rope after a few circles around the ring, of course. And tossed him out. Oof. And said, "You are
strong,
out of here, pal." And then I slowly backed up
these days.
Slowly backed up into what felt like an oak tree, but it was Xavier Walker.
Same thing.
Same thing. An absolute monster. And I realized that I blindly, ran out there to throw Bravo out. I was swimming with the sharks. So he took one swing at me, and I bailed, and I jumped, and I leaped over the top rope.
Smart move. You got business later, man.
Hey, worth it too.
I had a business decision. I went man overboard and just lunged over the top rope.
It's just good business.
But yeah, it was pretty fun to toss Bravo out. Didn't see that coming, but one thing led to another, and my name got called. We handled business, and then
Oh man.
we were in good shape for the Sierra against Masha match. And by the end of this one, they brawled throughout the entire Berwyn Eagles Club. A few weapons being used, chairs. By the end of it, Sierra got to her feet, and Masha did not. And your winner and new AAW Women's Champion, Sierra.
Yeah, girl.
That's a victory for the
Sierra.
whole crew right here.
Yep.
We're celebrating. She's an older sister for us, and she won a big title. So very cool to be a part of it and to experience that. I had a blast calling her match. I've got no voice after the 10 count, but we're hanging in there nonetheless. And yeah, it was a hell of a weekend. Very fun all around.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Awesome. Awesome. And last but not least, let's hear about the glorious return.
What's up? Glorious, luxurious. Yeah, so this last weekend, the only show I had was at Bruce City Wrestling. It was our monthly show in Waukesha, Wisconsin. God, what was it called? I don't even remember. Halloween.
That one, Nightmare on Springdale?
Yes. So I was once again defending my Elks Lodge title, and this time was a triple threat match. And personally, I love triple threat matches. I think they're just a really fun dynamic. I think that we can often tell a great story. You can kind of almost tell multiple stories with the people that you have. So this time it was a familiar foe against Stacy Shadows, who is, a veteran to all of us and quite powerful in her own right.
Yep.
And then
lost me a couple times.
Yeah,
she's on that Mitchell report.
And then one of the young brothers who we all love and respect, but I've never worked him before, Armando Alvarez, was also in that match, and it was really fun dynamic. We were able to play around and utilize everyone's skills and experience, and I also had my bodyguard, Story Denali, with me. So we got to play with that a little bit. Our entrance was really fun, and some of the shenanigans we were into during the match was fun. And it's going to be fun moving forward. But I will say, unfortunately, I am no longer the Elks Lodge champion.
Boo. And, who sanctioned this?
Boo. But the only caveat is I was not pinned for my title, so y'all know I'm gonna eat that factor till the end of time.
Yep.
Till I get the title back.
Hell yeah. You never got beat.
Hey, never got pinned for my title. So
yep. Still undefeated since holding it.
That's absolutely right. But I'm still the longest reigning. I haven't even figured out how long it was, but still longest reigning Elks Lodge champion, first ever, just like Chris Jericho, first ever undisputed, whatever. Who's counting?
Yeah, you and Chris Jericho, same conversation all the time.
I'm gonna hit him up after
anytime I bring up Chris Jericho, the immediate next words are Baxter Belafonte.
Mostly it's because we're probably really close in age.
Yeah.
But I know we mentioned it earlier. Shout out to some of the costumes at the BCW show. The number one costume was a legitimate grandma costume, and she made these badass signs that said like Baxter side piece, and then Grannies love Baxter.
Yeah,
like that was so funny, especially like seeing it live.
Awesome.
And then two other people were actually dressed as me, so that was like cool and humbling.
Damn.
So
the grandma side piece might be the gimmick.
Man, it's that or honey butter.
Yeah, or honey butter. We'll play with that.
Yeah, there's some ideas there.
Yeah, there's something there.
But it was really cool. Everyone was really cool. There were some unfortunate things that happened later in that show. We don't have to get into that now, but it was, other than that, it was a really fun show, other than also losing my title. But fun show.
All right. Yeah. R R.I.P. and peace to Frankie DeFalco. Chuck. Yeah, that guy out of control. If you got questions, talk to Chuck.
That's true, because I literally have heard no updates on what's happening.
So as far as I know, it's on Chuck.
Yeah.
All right, but you know what, Chucky, Child's Play. Why don't we get into our topic tonight?
Nice transition.
Hey, I'm gonna get there eventually. You know, we're workers. We go on the fly. Topic tonight is, because it's spooky season. Well, by the time this goes up, spooky season will be over. But we're recording this on spooky season, the most holiest of horniest holidays, Halloween. So I had to ask, what are your 3 favorite horror movie actors or actresses? Let's start with Perch this time.
Yeah, good question. Love some good horror movies, old ones, new ones, all in between. And I would say favorite horror movie actors, actresses, modern movies. The guy who's really been doing it well, Patrick Wilson.
Okay.
The dad from Insidious.
Oh, okay. Yep.
And Ed of the old Ed and Lorraine Warren of the modern day movies for Conjuring. He's good. Ever since that first Insidious, with that monster poking right behind his head, it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
His face has been, in my mind, as a good horror movie dad, good horror movie actor. He plays it well. So it's like a modern Bruce Campbell for the modern day. I think Patrick Wilson does a damn good job. Good in the thriller Lakeview Terrace with Samuel L. Jackson too. That one's not as much a horror movie, but my God, it's a
suburban
thriller.
horror counts. Suburban horror.
Yeah, that one legitimately like freaked me out too.
Yeah,
it's probably the first movie I'd seen with him, and Samuel L. was a monster, and Patrick Wilson held his own. But yep, so modern one, definitely him, really good. Old school one, growing up, absolutely loved him. In anything the guy was in, then I grew to appreciate even more. Tom Savini, the horror movie special effects guy.
Yep.
If he's in the movie, there's definitely some practical effects that he's put in the movie, whether it's good makeup being done or prosthetics. And remember, From Dusk Till Dawn, especially, he played that role really well. And just a bar patron, but a character I'll always remember. And definitely does great special effects in that movie too. So if Savini's in it, chances are it's a classic 80s or 90s movie with some good practical effects, right up my alley. Stuff I loved watching growing up. And he really made monsters. He made a lot of them. And the next, I would say, Vincent Price. Hands down, that old school horror, he's amazing. He steals the scene in every movie, every scene that he's in. Complete commitment to the bit. I try and take some inspiration from Vincent Price. And I think The Haunted Mansion is definitely, or The Haunted Palace, that was it. Definitely my favorite of his movies. But he's been in so many good ones.
And then he even got his own Scooby-Doo, so that's how you know.
Well earned.
Yes, well earned career. Bax, I'm super excited for this one.
Well, as always, I'm probably gonna let you down. So mine should be pretty quick, because I'll be honest, I'm not the biggest horror film fan, but I have seen some. So I'm going to start with, because mine are pretty quick for the most part, I'm going to start with an honorable mention. A lot of horror film fans have seen the movie The Ring. That was pretty cool. But what I'm wondering, there's a scene in that movie where they're like on a big ship or something, and like this black horse falls off the ship. How did they film that? And where's that horse? What? How did they film a horse falling off a huge like cargo ship or whatever they're called? CGI or like
Which
is the horse
I don't
getting
know.
residual?
CGI horses are hard, so
Yeah,
it's
I know.
hard to imagine back then that they could have done that. So
Do
that
they just like? Did
that
they just
does give
sacrifice
worry.
a horse? How many horses did it take to
Yeah,
get the scene right?
good point.
So I know in America we euthanize horses if they got a broken nail.
Yeah. So,
Anyways, moving on to the serious stuff. I hope that horse is okay. First one is guy from Scary Movie. He was the Scary Movie 2.
okay.
He was the caretaker of the Hell House.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
I
Strong
think his
hand.
name was Hanson. Oh yeah. Hanson was his name, but he had that messed up hand, and I had to look it up. You know, I wrote it down.
Hey, that's fine. It's like Perch writes everything down too.
I had to give the man the respect. His name is Chris Elliott, so shout out to Chris Elliott. Some others might know him as Woogie from Something About Mary.
Oh wow, he was in that.
Yeah. So
Wow.
he does a good job at just playing like a kind of a creep.
Yep. Yeah.
So shout out to him. My second one is from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and quite briefly, it's just the fact that Jessica Biel is in that, and
Fair.
she is, and always will be sexy. So
No, she looks good in that Texas dirt. I get it.
she does, yeah. She's crawling under stuff and just running through the fields.
Yep. That like sunset or sunrise shot. Very good.
Yeah. She like runs in the road. There's like a semi, or I don't remember.
No,
But
at the end.
I bet you if she's listening right now, she's just as hot as she
Obviously
was
she is.
in that movie. Yeah.
She's one of
I
our
would imagine
12s of listeners.
the ones of 20s to 10s.
Yeah. And shout out to her husband, Justin Timberlake, of course.
Don't say about him as you're hitting on her.
What's that?
So how dare you shout out him as you're trying to hit on her?
Well, he's probably on her right now.
That's true.
That's fair. Like obviously they listen to our dulcet tones while they get it on.
Sure.
What could be said?
Well, after I send Jericho that DM, I'll send this other thing to JT.
JT, help him get his stroke right. Right.
Yeah. I'm here for the people.
You're just the man of the people.
I'll take my segment home with my third and probably the only legitimate one is Jack Nicholson from The Shining.
Fair.
Hopefully that counts as a horror film because it's been like 25 years since I've seen that movie and I still remember the scariest parts.
That's a fair one. That's a good pick.
Why was I watching that movie at 15 years old? I guess that's not too bad, but
yeah.
But where were my parents?
Age. I don't know. Like Friday, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, he was to me at the time, he was the perfect, like, legitimate, creepy psycho that like would never give up on finding you. So like that stuck with me.
Yeah,
so
totally believed it at the time. So yeah, no, that makes sense.
So that's my squad, and I'm sticking to it.
All right. Zach.
Yeah. So first one for me, I'm gonna go with the one I was most terrified as a child, and that would be Brad Dourif, from the guy who played Chucky.
Okay.
Yeah, that I mean, I just remember. I believe that's the guy who played Chucky. I could be 100% wrong.
Oh, that was the first one you were scared of? Same, but probably for different reasons.
Yeah, I was super scared of Chucky. I was always scared of Chucky as a kid growing up. So like for me, horror icons, it's always Chucky. Second one would probably be Robert England. Now
Yep.
that I think Val's a Kruger, so I wanted to study up on her family history.
Know what you're
Was just
dealing with.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's good to know I'm in a family with a horror icon. So if he doesn't make the list, like I feel like that's insulting to him
Yeah.
and his work. How many? I think he said like 9 movies. Um,
Dang, only 9?
I could be wrong. I know they have like I mean, as a child, I only watched Freddy versus Jason because it was a comedy.
Oh, fair.
I think he has. No, I have a collection, but it's an 8 disc collection, so probably maybe he's just 8.
Yeah, 'cause I always felt like he had less, a lot less than that. But he could.
Yeah, and then my last one would be honorable mention Tim Curry because I like it, but I love the new It. And I think Bill Sicard. Uh, I loved like the way he played Pennywise. And it's crazy to find out that a lot of the things he did that you thought were animated are just things he can creepily naturally do, like pop his eyes out different ways or that weird creepy smile.
That was just him. Oh God.
Yeah. Yeah, he could just that's just him. He could just naturally do that weird smile in those eyes.
Oh well. Yeah. Well, yeah. You know what? Sometimes you find the perfect role.
Yeah, I mean, could you imagine like, man, if only there was a guy who you needed someone who could pop my eyes out and do this creepy
Yeah,
smile.
do this
Oh, hey,
weird smile. My time has come.
this is it, guys. Back the hell up.
Yeah. Was that 3?
Yep.
Oh, yep, that was 3. Oh, now it's on me. So you had an honorable mention, but this was the second horror movie villain that I was legitimately terrified, and it was Tim Curry in it. I
Nice.
did have nightmares, and it would be like seeing clowns as I'm trying to go to sleep. Like, kept me up for a while. Like, yeah, that first it hit hard. It hit hard. So I had to give that one its credit. I couldn't do Chucky because performance enhancing substances. My dad's an asshole and bought a Chucky doll. and,
Oh no.
and yep, it would like hide behind the couch, make voices, and like throw it at me to make me fight it. So yes, that contributed to my fear of Chucky. So that's why Chucky has to get the honorable mention. Number 2 is going to be Jamie Lee Curtis, my favorite horror movie hero.
Ah,
Yep, she is a scream queen, royalty, bow down, all hail. Yeah, Halloween is probably my favorite horror series, and it is because of Jamie Lee Curtis. Yeah, she's just I love a kick-ass woman. She kicks ass in those movies.
She was on my like honorable mention list for sure. Cause yeah, she was a badass.
Yeah. And then last, because I watched Scream and was reminded of all the movies he's been in, Matthew Lillard. But I definitely got to give it to him after Scream because, God, that man saves that movie. Like, looking back on it, it's not a very good movie. But Matthew Lillard in like that last 45 minutes completely steals the movie and just makes it what it is. And then like his other stuff, 13 Ghosts. You know,
dude.
yeah, he's getting the respect he deserves. Scooby Doo, yeah, which is a little bit more horror now. Like Matthew Lillard is that dude.
I love 13 Ghosts. I forgot about that movie.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite ghost?
So I saw it when I was like 13, so there was like tits in that movie. So
yeah.
Whoever that actress was.
Yep, about the same time. Yep, that was my favorite.
I was A little bit more mature. I like the Jackal.
Okay.
That was not, I like boobs, though,
No, no.
cool.
It's just one of those things where like where it would have came out for us, what were we here for? There were a bunch of hot girls in that movie.
There were like 3 or 4.
13 Ghosts.
God, I gotta
Who
find
was
that
it?
movie somewhere. That was decent.
Wasn't the chick from like
Shannon Elizabeth.
yeah,
Oh,
that was the chick.
yeah, Shannon Elizabeth's in there. Emmett Davis, Laura Minnell. She's so yeah, it's like 30 years. So yeah, it was awesome. Love Matthew Lillard. Give that man his flowers.
Yeah,
Well
dude.
deserved.
Great call.
Yeah. All right. Why don't we move on? It's almost time to take it home and talk about what we got coming up this weekend. For me, nothing. I'll be resting this knee some more. I try to do the smart thing and take care of my body and not rush back, though I really want to wrestle and play fight in my underwear with all my friends. Zach, you might also be doing nothing because I'm doing nothing.
Yeah. It's the sacrifice of a tag team. When one of us go down, we both go down, but it's not a big deal as long as Doc's health gets going. So yeah, it's most likely I'll be home this weekend as well, hanging out, doing the things like Doc, but it is what it is. I need a week at home too. It's kind of nice, so won't complain.
Bax, what do you got?
This weekend, probably nothing. Wrestling wise, I did get the dates from promotion that we all wrestle for occasionally. It's not this weekend, but I'm looking into those. I got some November dates, but as far as this weekend, just doing the family thing, we're going to this thing called Biscuits and Beer, which is a thing you bring your dog to, and then they have like beer vendors. And then
dog biscuits. I was excited for a second. Wait a minute.
Well, some of these vendors, you never know.
I was like, wait a minute. You get some Cheddar Bay biscuits and like a nice, like Blue Moon or something.
Hey, how about a chicken and a biscuit?
Yeah, chicken and biscuits. So I was hoping.
But wrestling wise, I'm not doing anything, which is fine. My lower back has been kind of fucking with me for a little bit, so every other weekend for now is okay for me. Okay. So
about to have you on that Undertaker schedule. 6 months getting ready for a match, 6 months recovering from it.
Man, almost, not quite, but almost.
We'll get there soon enough.
Yeah.
And possibly the only one of us actually working this weekend. Perch, what do you got?
We'll be in St. Louis on Friday night for GCW at Pops nightclub. Should be a fun time. A lot of fun matches. You guys have been there to Pops, and
cool venue.
Yeah, very fun venue, and looking forward to it. Should be a good time.
Hell yeah! All right, and with that, I think it's about time we take it home. Zach, any final thoughts or comments?
I got nothing.
Word. Bax, any final thoughts or comments?
Only thing I gotta say is Armando Alvarez, you asshole, you stole my title and you know it. I'm coming for you. I'll be coming for you soon, bruh.
I'm coming.
Bruv. Perch, final thoughts or questions?
Yeah, celebrate pro wrestling and enjoy it. Find new stuff that intrigues you and find old stuff that brings you back some good memories.
Hell yeah. And for me, hug your loved ones. Let go of the anger. Let go of the heat. Don't take life seriously. You're not going to make it out alive anyway. Do the shit you enjoy. Follow us on all social medias.
Plug.
Yeah, like, go deep and let's get back to the plugs. Follow us on all social medias. Tell promoters to book us because we like to wrestle and rest. Let us know your favorite 3 horror actors and actresses down below. This has been the Take It Home podcast. Y'all be easy. 1.